Hi, friends, it's Melissa from HEADFIRST, and I'm going to share with you my nonfiction camel passage for Google Slides. I have been working on many different animals, and this one is an example that will show you what you'll be getting if you decide to purchase any of these nonfiction passages. So, this is a PDF file that you will download from TPT if you purchase this, and the next page is where you will actually get the resource. So these are links that you click on, and then it's going to tell you to make a copy of it. And this is important. Before you do that, you need to make sure that you're only logged into your school Google account so that you can make sure that when you do get this file, that it goes directly into the place that you're going to be using it in your Google Classroom. That way, when you assign it to Google Classroom, none of the links are going to give you problems when the students try to access it. So that's an important thing to remember, and that explains it right here. So I'm going to show you what happens when I click on this. Is it's going to take me to my browser, and it's going to say, would you like to make a copy? And I'm going to say yes. And then it's going to automatically open up my Google Drive with this in here. All right, so this is a copy of all camel passage pages. And so this is what the passages look like. So this is all about camels. It has 2 different pages. Well, let's go back over here. This is the portrait pages. So these are the activity worksheets that go with it. So this gives you your own copy to do with what you want. So it starts off with 2 vocabulary pages. This one has fewer words, and then this one has a few more words. So where you see the gray boxes, those are text boxes. So the students are able to use the word bank here to fill in the boxes. So camels are blank, like llamas and alpacas. Camels are camelids, like llamas and alpacas. The next pages after the vocabulary are questions. And so I'm going to show you present up here so you can see it a little bit larger. Now you're not able to type on it when it's in present mode, but it is a little bit larger and used with page 1 of the 2-page passage. So when the students are reading, if you only assigned 1 page for them to read, this would be the page of questions that would go with it. Why do people use camels for transportation? Camels can carry heavy loads. All right. And then this next one goes with page 2. So if you were assigned page 2, again, if they click present, makes it larger, and then they're able to see the dark words, those are the vocabulary words, then that would go with this page. And then the third page says with the complete camel passage. So if you were to assign both pages for them to read, then you could have them do this page of questions. After they read or during a reading, I always like them to take some notes. And so this is a graphic organizer that you can do that with. This is a simple one. Camels can have R. So the students would go in and fill that out. Okay. Camels have humps, of course. Camels are mammals. Another graphic organizer, I'm going to pull it back over here to go to the landscape page. There it goes. Is a web, and I have a couple different choices for that. So the students would be able to do this. We could put in different types of camels. Where they live. So this one's a little more for a little more advanced students. All right, so let's go back here. So after they fill in this type of graphic organizer, then this would be a outline that they could use. Camels are blank animals to learn about. Fun animals to learn about. And then the students for this one would only be filling in the facts. This would be a nice way to go into that. Camels can, this is supposed to be carry things. Camels can carry things. Camels have humps. Camels are mammals. So those would be your facts right in here. For a little more advanced writer, they would be using some things that they have written on their web. to fill in a graphic organizer that looks like this, where they're going to fill in their own topic, their own conclusion, and then their facts using the things that they found and recorded on the web. Then this is an even more advanced graphic organizer where the web is going to be even more advanced. Okay, so we could say types, and then they could put the different types of camels in here. And this is, teaching them how to use these text boxes and how to drag those out and changing the size of the font and all of those things that, your more advanced students would be able to work on. And then down here, this is a little more advanced. So if they were using this type of web, this would be one of their facts, and then these would be some details about that fact. And so that's this type of graphic organizer, a fact with 2 details about it, another fact with 2 details. And then for either of those, I've given you a paper where they can type their report on. And also, I've given you one here that's the portrait version. And those can be printed. So you're just going to use the print right up here. And just like you would print anything else, any of these can be printed. So you can see anything that I've recorded in there is going to show up right here. And then you can also choose to save it as a PDF if you'd rather do that. You can choose which pages to print, just like you would anything else. And same thing here. All right, so let's say you didn't want to assign all of these pages at once. This is something that is nice about your Google Slides. So perhaps you would only want them to do one vocabulary page, or maybe you would want to do these 2 on one day. So I moved these 2 together here. And so I'm going to highlight those. I'm going to click on one and I'm going to hold Shift, and then I'm going to click on the other one. And I'm going to go up here and I'm going to make a copy of this. And I'm going to say selected slides. I'm going to say camel page 1 assignment. All right, it's going to save it my drive there. And so now when I go to assign that in Google Classroom, I know that that's what I want to assign for day 1 for my camel activity. So now let's go back and look in my drive and see what that all looks like. Sometimes you have to refresh it there to see those in there. All right, so these are the original files that I had copied. All right, so you saw I started typing on those. So before you were to do that, you'd probably want to, save those or have a master copy. And then this is the one we just made there. All right. So I'm going to go back to this document here and show you a little more. Now, this is what I just explained. It has the 2 pages there. It tells you that it has the vocabulary, that this goes with page 1 of the passage, this goes with page 2, and this covers the passage as a whole. This tells about which graphic organizers go best with which outlines, and then the options of the paper there. And then I'm giving you some information on using the Google resources, using it in your Google Drive, where I showed you just now about how to delete pages, rearrange the pages, and you can even combine pages. You can copy one page from one file and put it in another, and then assigning it to students in Google Classroom, using it in their Google Drive. And then when you do assign it to students, these are some things that are helpful in that way, and using it on an iPad. And then if you're using it in Google Classroom, these are some nice little videos, tutorials that can help you get started with that. And then my information here and my email address and all the ways to contact me. And I'm always willing and able to help you with any of those things, to help you get started and get going with things and troubleshoot along the way. So that is the nonfiction camel passage. And like I said, that it's very similar to all the other passages, but do look at the previews to get an idea of what exactly you'll be getting with those. Thanks for taking a look.